It's fine.
It's fine. It's fine.
It's fine now.
It's fine. It's fine.
Really, it's fine.
It's totally fine.
It's fine.
Go back to work. It's fine.
It's fine. That's fine.
It's fine. It's fucking fine.
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
Shit, yeah, guys. We are back. Welcome back to episode 15? Is it episode 15? I feel like, I don't know if you guys can see my tummy. I don't want anyone to see my tummy. This is I'm a little Pillsbury Doughboy. I get so weird when I make these because I'm like, don't stop talking, and my brain is like, okay, well, here's a bunch of dumb things that you want to say, just let them out, and I don't want to let them out. They're like weird, embarrassing demons. Okay. Anyway, so I was doing stand-up for 3 weekends in a row. 2 of the places were all three places. First time hosting a full weekend at those clubs was very cool. Opened for Sam Morril at the Carlson Comedy Club out in Rochester. Had a really good time, but Sam's great. Sam did he's very, very sweet. He's super diligent too. I always think that it's I always like going over my notes before a show because like I don't know if it's like anxiety or just like I always just want to like do my best, and it's just like it's a rhythm. Not even like really going over it in my head. It's just like a comfort thing, but I will make like little tweaks where I'm like, oh, try this tonight, or like, oh, say this. So that's like a thing that I do, and that's a thing I see a lot of other comics do, but it's always really cool to me when headliners do that, like someone who's going up doing an hour, or like they've been doing it for 15 years. It's really, I don't know. It's just like it was a comforting thing to me where I'm like, all right, I'm not a freak. I'm not the only one poring over my notes. But he was very cool. He was very nice. I had a fun weekend there. Not a lot to do in Rochester. I got a garbage plate. That's like what you do in Rochester, I think. Like I went out. You know, just like any other city. Buffalo was super fun. I really like the comedy club there. This was my second time going there, but like first time hosting a full weekend. Dude, I love all the staff there. I love just the whole, like, every time that I've performed there, I've really liked the crowds. I don't know if it's because it's like close to Canada and Canadians are just nice as shit, but I've had such a good time every single show that I've done there. And I got to work with Jamie Lee. She was on Crashing. She's done stand-up for quite a bit. Dude, she's wicked funny. And she was so sweet and so nice. I had a really good time. And the feature, I like the feature a lot, too. His name's Sean Murphy. Yeah, dude, he was hilarious. We went out the last night that we were all there, like the staff, Sean, and we went out to play some pool. I don't know if anyone listening has ever played pool with me, but I am a tyrant. I am not, I am such a competitive person, and I also really like to talk shit, but also it was like, okay, well, you're out with, you know, the fuck was that? You're out with coworkers, which is like kind of how I like think of other comedians, where I'm like, yeah, chill and like be a good hang and be a fun time, but also like keep in mind that these people are people that you will probably work with again, or are friends with, or talk to, people who could potentially give you work. So don't be a huge asshole. Not that I'm ever mean. Well, but that wasn't my concern. But just like don't turn into the monster that you do when you play games, because you don't know these people well enough, and if you say something offensive, that's it. That's not it, but you know what I mean. So we go out and play pool, and we split off and play partners, and it's Sean. Okay, this is gonna be hard to tell this story because they're both named Sean. Sean the feature and Sean the manager. I was just going to call Sean manager because that's easier. And Sean Murphy feature. It's already getting jumbled in my head. So my partner is a girl who works at the club. Her name's Rachel. So it's me and Rachel versus both the Seans. Feature Sean, manager Sean. So we definitely won 6 out of 7 games. Sean, manager Sean. I know that we did, and he was talking a lot of shit, They were both talking a lot of shit. They were bringing the monster out of me. Not so much Future Sean. He was very funny though. He was like dancing around the table. But so they ended up winning one game. Okay? They win a game after like 5 games of losing. And Feature Sean pulls out a fake phone and goes, "Hello? The news?" Yeah, of course I have a minute. And just like doing this whole bit of him talking to the news and the mayor. And then we get to the next game. And Rachel and I are falling behind a little bit, but I'm still like talking shit. And like every once in a while she turns to me and she's like, "Hey, we both still want to work this club. So like watch what you're saying." I'm like, "Okay, fair." So then they're about to win, and like manager Sean goes up to line up this like 8-ball shot. And it's just the easiest shot, okay? Like, it would almost be harder to just pick the 8-ball up and put it in the pocket. That's how easy the shot was. Please still hire me if you watch this, Sean. So he goes to line up, and right before he does, he takes out a fake phone and goes, "Hey, Mom, I'm gonna do it." And then puts the fake phone down and goes to take the shot. Misses the 8 and then scratches. That was my favorite moment of the entire weekend. I picked up the fake phone and I was like, "Oh my God, Sean, it's your mom. She wants to know what happened." And like the girl I'm playing with looks mortified. But sometimes when I get drinking and I get winning, I just like, I'm real vicious. And I kept going over to my friend, checking with her. I'm like, "Hey, am I being too much?" She's like, "Yeah, but it's funny." I like messaged Sean Feature the next day and I was like, "Hey, did we have fun yesterday?" I was like, "Or was I like too much?" And he was like, "Oh, you were a total monster, but it was very funny." And I was like, "Okay, I'm gonna take it. That's a win. I'm taking it." So Buffalo was a really good time. Except this fucking thing happened. Okay, this is going to be a wild story for me to explain because I don't want to tell you anyone's names. But let's go. Let's strap in. How much time do I have? Fucking 18 minutes. 19 minutes. I have 19 minutes. Okay. So I'm in Buffalo, and I've been doing comedy for about 2.5 years. When I first started off, I end up hooking up with this comic who like lives out there, and I'm like, I'm never gonna see him again. Like, what if I don't even keep doing this? Bad idea. We hooked up one time. It wasn't good. It was just not a good time. And then I like didn't talk. We didn't talk that much after. It was just like really sporadic. I'd see him at shows every once in a while. So we hook up once 2 years ago. All right. We don't talk very much. And then out of nowhere, this might be one of the funniest ways anyone's ever tried to hit on me, actually. So this kid hits me up a couple of months ago, like kind of out of nowhere. This is one of my favorite messages that I've ever gotten. He goes, "I feel a connection with you. You have personality traits that I've never seen in anyone except myself. The driving ambition and the darkness underneath it." Okay, this sounds like a slam poetry, Mike. "I've got too much experience to sit here and rant about how amazing you are. Really, I think you're fucked up in the head, but it's the perfect kind of fucked up from my perspective." I'm so wet. It really kind of pissed me off because I feel like a dumb teenager again actually getting worked up over someone. And I sat with that for a while. And I was like, "Hey, man, I don't really think this came off the way you intended it to, or maybe it did. I'm less flattered than I am slightly offended. I don't know if your view of me is completely accurate." And then nothing else after that was like that noteworthy. But what was it? The driving ambition and the darkness underneath it. Dude, that sounds like something you would find like written in a Harry Potter, the Half-Blood Prince book. The lyric to like a My Chemical Romance song. Dude, anyway, bananas. Those texts were bananas. And guys are terrifying. If you say the wrong thing, I don't want to get murdered. Really, I think you're like fucked up in the head. Okay. We've had 3 conversations. So anyway, all of that was a lot. And then I ended up seeing him and his friend at a bar after one of the shows. This is where things get weird. Almost fought a girl. I was so ready to fight. Dude, no one thinks I can fight. I'm getting mad about it all. I get real worked up. I don't like being disrespected, but I don't. Oh, I can fight. I want to fight someone right now. I'm going to find someone willing to fight. I just got to take my glasses off. I'm already like thinking about the steps. I can fight. I'm so mad. Okay. So this is what happened. This fucking little chick. So this dude, and they're both like comics. We all like end up going out to a bar. We're all hanging out. He goes to the bathroom. She's joking around with my girlfriend and I, and she like says something flirty. So I kind of jokingly flirt back, and she goes, "Oh, no, I don't think he would be happy about that." The guy, the comic. And I go, "I'm sorry, what?" She goes, "Well, no, just like I know about your guys' like history." And I go, "What? What do you mean history?" I go, this is weird, but like we hooked up one time 2 years ago, and that was it. There's no history." And she goes, "Oh, well, I think that would hurt his feelings a lot to hear you say that." And I was like, what? That's so weird. That's really weird. And she like, I thought they were like together. She was like hanging around him all night. I was like, oh, cool. I don't have to deal with his weirdness because she's there. Wrong. It was a weird relationship. I don't know. They're very like close friends or whatever. So then I'm like, okay. And he like starts coming back from the bathroom. I'm like, all right, we'll just drop it for now because I'm not going to make this weird. And then all of a sudden she starts getting real aggressive with me. Literally out of nowhere. I don't know how it came up, but the first thing that started this aggression was she was like, we're all like having a conversation, and she's like, I could take you, right? And I was like, what? She was like, I could take you. And I was like, physically or mentally? What? And she was like, well, she's like, I wasn't thinking mentally, but like, I guess both. And I was like, okay, I saw your set tonight. No, you couldn't. And two, no, you couldn't? She was like fucking like 4 foot some. Not that it even matters. Oh, it matters a little bit. I definitely would have beat the fuck out of her. My dad gave me a lot of good traits. Me wanting to fight someone over them saying one thing wrong is one of the bad traits. I'm getting worked up all over again. I'm going back to Buffalo soon. She better not get in my face. Okay, so she goes, I could take it, and then she's like, physically, and I thought she was just being weird and joking. She was like kind of weird all night, so I was like, that's funny, but like, no, you couldn't, and I like started to explain like why I could fight her, and she cuts me off, and she's like, yeah, I could. She's like, I could beat your ass, and I was like, okay, well, like, there's a spare room over here to the bar if you want to like go wrestle or something. Like, I'd totally be down to do that, because she's like bringing the fucking like the demons out of me, like the fucking heat, man. I don't know who I am. But she's like that poison that just comes up, and I'm like, you tell me I can't do something, and it just makes me want to do it 10 times fucking harder. So I was like, we could go like wrestle with, whatever, I'm down. And she's like, no, she's like, I would beat your ass. And I was like, okay. Like, what's your deal? And she was like, I just think it'd be funny to watch someone beat your ass. And then I start to get a little sharp, and I'm like, okay, why are you saying this? And then she like turns to the comic, the guy, the fucking weirdo, and goes, I think it'd be funny if he beat your ass. And I was like, what? And then she pointed to my friend Jessica. She pointed to my best friend Jessica and goes, actually, I think it'd be really funny to watch Jessica beat your ass. And then I got into, now I'm mad. now you've brought all the heat out. You've brought the poison to the surface. And I like got into her face, and I was like, why are you being such a cunt right now? And then she like backed up, and she was like, oh, no, I thought like we were doing jokes. And I was like, jokes are usually funny. What are you saying? Would you like to fight? And she was like, no, but like if we did, I would fight you. I was like, then let's go and fight. Like, what? This is bizarre. Like, I stopped talking about it. And then she's like, no, I don't want to fight you, blah, blah, blah. And then he, the comic, the disgusting, gross guy, turns to her and was like, hey, knock it off like you're being an asshole. And now I'm just mad. And I turned to him and I was like, and you? Why the fuck are you telling people that we hooked up? And he was like, I just happened to tell one person, and she just happens to be like a fucking annoying alcoholic. And I'm like, whatever, dude. This is weird. This whole town is weird. I had a great time at the club. It was a good time. I'm like, this is all very bizarre. And then on the way out, I was like, we're leaving. He tells me that he hopes I bomb the entire weekend. And then I was like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And he was like, well, no, it's just like, you know, you're my competition. I'm like, you're insane. I'm not your competition. Just, what? That is such like the wrong like mindset to have about this. Just because someone else gets a gig doesn't mean like, oh, you didn't get that gig. They just got a gig. Like, your only competition is yourself. Just get better than yourself. I'm heated all over again. Where was I going with this? Oh, yeah. So tells me he hopes I bomb the whole weekend, then he's my competition. I go, whatever, dude. I go, listen, we don't need to talk anymore. I go, you don't respect me. We don't need to be doing this. It's whatever. And he goes, I don't respect you. I was going to do a joke about you tonight at the open mic about how we're so similar in like XYZ, and I didn't do it because I respect you. I'm like, that's so weird. That's so weird. You don't know me. And he's like, maybe I don't. I'm like, you don't. Ah. So I go, that's so weird. This has been a very weird night, and I'm leaving. And he's like, it's all right. He's like, I'll see you when you're opening for me in a few years. And I literally laughed. And I was like, haven't you been doing this for 3 times the amount of time that I have? And then he didn't say anything. And I was like, yeah. And then like just left. I don't know, man. That's bananas. It's crazy. All right. What do I have coming up? January is kind of light for me as of now. I don't know. Sometimes you get booked for things like a month out, and then other days I'll get it like 2 days before. But February, I'm back in Rochester and Buffalo. So I will put those dates up. You can check on my website, MackenzieBerg.com. Okay, you guys, my battery died again. I have like 30 seconds to say this. Thank you for watching. I'll hopefully see you next week if I'm not a huge piece of shit. Okay. It's fine. I think I just went to wink and I closed both my eyes. Okay.
It's fine.